See? As See? As
You didn't know?
You can say we are the in crowd.
We got 2 words for you!
Acknowledge us.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Stadium Met proudly presents to you the most electrifying wrestling show in the world. We are your hosts, the Nard Dog, Bernard Green, the Professor, Nicholas Mullick, and I am the Big Show, Shake and Bake. We got a great show on tap for y'all tonight. We got a lot to talk about, some potential returns looming in the wings, some people going to be out a little while, some surprise returns, some stunning turns as well. Survivor Series War Games. We reacted to some of y'all hung out with us. That was pretty dope. We got some cool stuff coming as well. A lot to get into tonight, gentlemen. But before we get into any of it, I need to know. It's very important to me. How y'all doing?
For a week. Did a lot of inventory today on my job. Work. Just got done eating dinner and all. Now now watching some Detroit Green Bay. But other than that, it's pretty good. I'm glad the week is winding down. I could drink on some wine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really don't drink, so I'm not in that category. I like to cook with wine, but not drink wine. So or drink
Raspberry iced tea, brother.
beer. It's been a weird week. Weird day. But good weekend. First off, shout out to the Sports for You podcast. Me and Bernard were on there last night.
Killed that shit.
Oh God, yeah, we did.
Mhm.
I want to give a shout out to them. They were awesome. We had nice conversations about the pay-per-view Raw, NXT, Jada Parker being an idiot for what she said on her promo, the slip. You heard about that, Shake?
I think I watched NXT, but I tuned in as she was finishing, so I think I missed it.
Well,
I
she
watched
said a
it
word.
again.
She said a word you shouldn't say on television.
Is it one of the 7 that Red Fox said you shouldn't say?
Have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh my God, that's
yeah.
a comedy staple. Bernard, you know what I'm talking about? The 7 words you can't say on TV?
Yeah.
Nicholas,
She
that's
dropped
a funny
that.
stand-up bit. You should look that up at some point. But
This is coming from a guy who still reads newspapers, whether it's on an app or like the legit paper.
Red Fox is from like the 50s, 60s.
I've never seen it. Sorry.
70s. I think I'm capping a little bit, but Red Fox, he's hilarious. Anyway, yeah, lot to get into this week. Our dear friend Naya, she's a friend of the show, Nia Jax. She's going to be gracing our lips this evening. Do you want to start with that, or do you want to start with like the AEW news? Because I think that's like kind of big, but it's not like the main topic of the show.
I think we should start with what Jada Parker said because I mentioned it earlier.
Okay.
I kind of mentioned it with Bernard. He knows why. But in the middle of Jada Parker's promo, she kind of pulled a Booker T saying,
Yeah.
Oh!
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna say the word on here, but
yeah, no, that's a good call. But that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, like it wasn't like a blatant like she goes to the ref like expletive.
Oh, she said it to the ref and the camera picked it up.
And
that's unfortunate.
She was on the mic while she was on the mic. And the worst part is WWE tweeted it. I showed you the tweet. I put it in our group chat. I can't believe you didn't see it.
I've been in such a blender since I got this cast on. I don't know what's happening.
Dude, I've been in a blender this whole damn day. I'll tell you why later, but this whole damn day's been a whole cluster.
Hey, listen, there was a lot of clusters. Nia Jax, she's having a tough time of it. She's one of those
God.
can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen type of situations we got going on here, gentlemen.
Even I'm Gordon Ramsay in the middle of a Hell's Kitchen filming. Can't stand the heat. Get out the kitchen.
Oh, what's I can't think of one of his phrases. Go ahead.
What'd you say?
I was trying to think of one of his insulting phrases to say, but I couldn't think of any. So
Oh,
I
there's
just said, go
plenty.
ahead.
There's plenty.
I just like none are coming to my mind, and I feel like an idiot. So go ahead.
Oh my god! I think the funniest one he ever did was when a customer was whistling at him at that show. He was like, "Don't whistle at me. I'm not your. I'm not a dog. You look more like a dog than I do." It was,
Gordon, don't give a shit. All right.
No,
But-
we sure don't.
yeah, going back to Nia Jax, I just gotta say this: she was awful at War Games. Like the chair shots that she was delivering were one of the worst ever. I think they're worse than Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's chair shots were bad, but these were bad. And then
Donut. That's it. JC said it. Thank you, Christ. Oh,
she's elbowing in front of the camera. She's missing all these shots. She was so sloppy. And what does she decide to do? She decides to go on social media and say, if I hurt somebody because I'm too rough, I'm the problem. When I'm safe, I get criticized. Basically saying it's the fans' fault. Nia,
This is my dreams.
yeah, Nia, let me just give you a bit of advice here. And I hope this is clipped. Nia, get off the phone, take a trip to the performance center, and learn how to wrestle. Because you don't know how to, and you've had more botches, and you've hurt more people than anyone combined. So enough of criticizing the fans. Do not tell me it's the fans' fault that you're getting all this heat. No, look yourself in the mirror. Go to the nearest mirror, whether it's in the bathroom, at the hotel, wherever you are, or at WWE. Go to the nearest mirror. You're the problem. These happen constantly. And then she goes on social media. It's like, well, if I'm too rough, I get heat on. If I'm too soft and being safe, I also get heat on. It's the fans' fault. No, it's your fault.
That's
Go
disgusting.
learn how to wrestle. Go learn how to wrestle. Put the damn phone down. Put it down. Get off the social media. Learn how to wrestle. And people are gonna be like, oh, but she's the champion. She's this. She's that. She's one of the top book things. She can't. She can't wrestle. She can't. And it's a miracle she's even brought back into the company. It really is. And until she learns, I will not respect you. I'm sorry. I'm heavily frustrated seeing that. I really am.
Well, Shake Bake, before you go on, he basically kickstart my green room segment. I mean, thank you, Nicholas. So I'm gonna go ahead and add on to that and all. Then Shake Bake, I'm gonna pass it on to you. Let me get your honest takes on it. So this is the green room segment where basically I look into professional wrestling and I look at it as real life situations, how you can learn from them. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, there is a time in life where you on your way to doing something to possibly become great at something, whether sport, music, teaching, hell, whatever it is you put your mind to. Your job is to put your best efforts into it and just do your best. And like what Nicholas said, with Nia Jax is like, she's getting heat from social media, she's getting heat from fans, and she's blaming fans and all that type of stuff. And if you haven't tuned into sports for you podcast last night and all, I'm about to go ahead and throw some dirt on it, because see, yesterday Jonathan Coachman, the former commentator of WWE, he was firing off of Nia Jax as well, where he's saying, as to his honest opinion, he said Nia is not very good. Nia, the reason Nia Jax got all these success is because of The Rock, and that he's saying that he quote to Nia and to possibly other women out there to where they want to be treated like male stars, but they want to have it both ways. It's like they want to be treated like male stars, but they don't want to be criticized like male stars. Um, One little disagreement, and the three of them might disagree on me, is like when Nia Jax won her first WWE Women's Championship, The Rock wasn't nowhere around. When Nia Jax became a two-time Women's Tag Team Champion, And correct me if I'm wrong, but The Rock wasn't not around. So I'm talking strictly to you, Nia Jax, Silverlina. Look, you are Queen of the Ring. You are the WWE Women's Champion. You're like a seasoned grown Samoan woman. Why in the world you worrying about fans saying what they're saying things about you on social media, let alone you blaming the fans' fault of of your botches and your bullshit? No, it's not that. You own up to it. What I'm not what real men and what real women do when they fuck something up, they admit when they're wrong. When I mess something up, I admit to my wrong. I was wrong. I'm gonna do better. I'm not gonna say sorry. I'm gonna do better. That should be your mentality, Nia Jax. You are the queen of the ring. You are not supposed to be like not like most girls, correct? And you are
Like,
WWE Women's Champion. Yes, literally, like you say. Now, overall, since she came back, has she gotten better? I say she did, but she still needs some more work. That bullshit ass World Games performance that you put on in Nia, that was straight up doo doo. I mean, I got nieces and nephews that's damn near 20, 30 years younger than you, and they can fight and wrestle better than that. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being serious. So Naya, like what Nicholas say, put the phone down, shut up and just go in the performance center, work on your craft, come back, and you keep doing what you do best, which is wrestle. You got LeBron James out there, which everybody know half of the damn country doesn't like him, including the new elected president Donald Trump. And if he could hold that type of weight on his shoulder to where nearly half the country, the United States of America, doesn't like him, then you should handle maybe what a few thousand fans or whatever social media or in whatever arena that y'all go to from time to time in the country. You should have that like lightweight. So again, Naya, you are queen of the ring. You are women's
that's
champion.
yeah.
It's time to put the phone down and just chill out and just work on your craft. And Shake Big, I'm gonna pass it over to you. I'm sorry, Nicholas, if I
Yeah.
cut you off.
No,
But
you're good.
Yeah.
I was just gonna add, she is a literal dark side of the ring in the making. Like
right.
all the people she's injured, all the controversy that she's had out of the ring, in the ring when it comes to fighting everyone, she is a dark side of the ring candidate. And probably if the show's around in the next 10 years, her and Matt
Yeah,
Riddle are absolutely dark side of the ring candidates.
right.
And the thing that I hate about Nia is that she fails to take accountability for her own actions. I can't remember a single time this woman is, and I don't want to try to disrespect her, but it's things like this that rubs me the wrong way with her. She doesn't take accountability for her own actions. That's a problem. And her going on tweeting, liking posts, retweeting, saying, "Oh, literally, you're right about this. It's the fans' fault, not mine." It's the definition of bad ego. Bad
Right.
ego. Like
Right.
I don't know what to say anymore. There's a reason why I cannot root for this woman anymore. I've never have, and with what she's been doing lately, I never will. And I'm glad you brought up that comparison with LeBron too, because LeBron sees like what he's doing on social
He's
media isn't
exactly
working, and he's changing that. I mean, it's a few years too late. You should have changed that after Bronny came into the league, but that's a different conversation. But he's seeing what he's doing is wrong, and he took a break off of social media. He's changing his ways.
right.
Naya, take a page out of LeBron's shoes or LeBron's pocket and follow him. Take a break off of social media, put the phone down, realize what you're doing is wrong, and change your ways.
Shake Bake, what's your honest opinion on Nia Jax performance at Raw Games? Letter graded, number graded, and what's her overall performance since she returned back to WWE?
I mean, I don't know. I think I've talked about it before. I do think she's gotten better in some respects, and then I think sometimes she's gotten a lot worse. I don't know. I agree with you in the sense. I agree with Coach in the fact that it probably does have a lot to do with The Rock and her family ties. And you say The Rock's not around, but the dude is always a phone call away, no matter
Right.
what. And if they're tight like that, he's going to have a lot of pull in that situation. But I mean, if you're Nia Jax, forget the fact that she's not great in the ring. Forget me, Chad. I'm asking you to forget a lot of shit here. Forget the fact that she's not great in the ring. Forget the fact that her promos are lackluster and mid at best.
Terrible.
Forget all of that. She has the belt. Can we get to the lions and sheep's conversation here for a second? That old adage, why would a lion concern themselves with the opinions of sheep? If you're the champion, why do you care what we think? You shouldn't.
Exactly.
Turn your damn phone off. Becky Lynch, you think she gave a damn when people said negative things about her? No, she's the fucking man. You think Rhea Ripley gives a damn when people say negative things about her? No, she's the fucking baddest woman on the planet right now.
Well,
like, I mean, I've never seen her get upset about negative things fans say about her. She gets upset about interactions in person.
Yeah, especially with the Maxine Dupree stuff as well.
That's
Remember
different.
He was getting booed with all that. That's the only time I can think of it. And by the way,
that was defending her friend.
That was defending her friend, which I understand. I really do. They're both tight in the ring.
Because I'm pretty sure Maxine was like breaking down over this.
Yes,
shit,
listen, look, what I say, like, I don't want to hurt these people. I don't, but we can't just ignore it. We need to grow and learn. And they haven't done it yet, including Nia. So you make a great point with everyone. And the thing that frustrates me too, she's held this title for way too long. And Tiffany Stratton has come across like a complete fool the past 3 months. Just cash the briefcase in. Like, why are they waiting so long? I don't get it. I really don't. They really have toned down her booking. They really have.
Yeah, and it's mostly to do with Nia Jax, but like to finish up where I was at on that, like she shouldn't care. And to me, she can't handle being champion. She can't handle being in the spotlight. Because that's what's going to happen. I don't care who you are. Every single champion has outlandish hate, deserved or not. That is what is going to happen. People are going to hate you. There are people that cannot stand the sight of Cody Rhodes, who is the biggest superface we've seen since John Cena. And whether his reign has gone dull or not is another conversation. But let's call it what it is. He gets outlandish hate all over the place. Probably one of the nicest dudes in the company. Like, it's just, it is what it is. And Nia, you're kind of a heat magnet because, let's be honest, I think you kind of like getting after it with the fans. I think you like the drama a little bit, like, or else you wouldn't say anything.
Well, why do you think she tweeted out that whole TSA stuff too? I mean, I don't know what's going on there in the TSA.
I'd like to think she didn't make that up, but
I hope not. But then again, look at what happened with Matt Riddle. He made that whole thing up, and then Matt Riddle comes across.
He was completely fucking wasted on multiple substances.
Well,
don't know if Nia was drunk. She could have been. It's an airport. It's possible.
Not only was Matt Riddle wasted on that, but he is the prime example of wasted potential ever in WWE. Honestly, it's either him or Marty Jannetty that are the biggest examples. And I can't decide between the two. But going back with Nia, my advice to her is this. If you don't like what people say about you on social media, instead of responding, because let's be real, social media, it could be a cesspool sometimes. It really can be a cesspool. Yeah. And I'll give you an example. When I criticized about the Anthony Richardson pick with the Indianapolis Colts picking him 4th overall and how bad of a pick it was, I got so many threats, so many this, so many that. Did I respond to these people? No. I didn't at them. I didn't go do this, at that. You want to know what I did? There's a thing called the block button. You know, it's on Twitter, it's on Facebook, it's on every social media platform. Use that. Exactly. Use that.
And you want to know what else too? Bailey even said on this segment one time before they match at SummerSlam, she was straight up with Nia, whether it was a script promo or not. She's telling Nia straight up that, you know, you're clumsy, you sloppy, and you know it's like you don't, and you know she called her out on it. So if she's saying that and she worked with these people, then I mean it has to be true. And the only thing is, I thought about this today too. The only way this could affect Naya like this is the fact that if Naya herself know that all this is true.
Yes, that's the only reason it bothers
That's
her.
the only that's the only reason that is true. Look at Roxanne Perez. It's like she knows she's got hate. She's doing this shit at 23 years old. And my thing is, she should be women's superstar of the year over Liv and Naya
I agree.
because look at Roxanne Perez doing. Every woman that she put every woman that they put in front of her, she beats her. And she's doing it by herself, Liv. And it's like she to me, she's my MVP of this whole year. Forget Liv more. She got a compelling storyline, but she's not defending the title enough. You got Naya, she's defending the title, but her storyline is not so compelling enough. Roxanne Perez to me is my women's MVP W superstar of 2024.
The only reason she's not is because she's on NXT. That's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
only reason.
Right.
Yeah, that and let's be real, Rhea Ripley is the women's best women's wrestler of 2024, in my opinion.
The only reason people give Liv is because merchandise sales and social media interactions are a piece of the equation now, and Liv is the highest selling female of the year.
Yeah, and she was also part of breaking up the Judgment Day, and the
she's killing it for what she's doing. I think she's overstayed her welcome as champion.
I agree.
But I think it was well deserved, and I think she can get more reigns in the future. I think it's just time to wrap this one up.
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree. But here's the thing, though. They're going to extend her reign to WrestleMania.
At this point, probably.
Ripley's going to win the Royal Rumble. I've said this before, and I said it again. She's going to win the Royal Rumble, and she's going to take that title off of Liv at WrestleMania. It's like if she gets it taken off at Royal Rumble, that's all cool and all. But I think Ripley's winning this Royal Rumble. No doubt about it. And yes, the betting odds favor Becky Lynch. And we'll go transition to the Becky Lynch return potentially here.
She's over.
Yeah, she's like underneath me. Hold on. Am I pointing right there? No.
Yeah,
right there.
Hanging out
right
with the man right now.
Yeah, she's staring at me right now.
Well, oh Jesus Christ!
I got Steph and Jade locking it down over her.
Oh yeah.
I covered Bernard's covering the New Day.
What, a New Day? Oh,
they're in the middle there.
Yeah.
Covering the yeah.
Yeah, you're covering the New Day, and I forget who else you're covering. But going back to Becky Lynch, I'm sorry, we're getting off track here. I'm fine with Becky Lynch winning the Royal Rumble if that's potentially in the works. But I still think it's going to be Rhea Ripley that wins it. And Becky Lynch, if she wants to return, you know who I kind of think would be a nice feud for her in the beginning when she comes back? Because I think she's going to be on the Raw brand, if I remember correctly.
She's going to stay with Seth.
She is going to stay. And by the way, Seth's the winner of all life. I don't care what anyone says. Winner of all life. But
their daughter is also insanely adorable.
Yeah. Very. I mean, I've seen photos. Yeah.
They're winning. Yeah.
They really are winning. But I think Becky Lynch would be a fun match. I think would be cool for her. Why not have Alexa Bliss return and have her face Becky Lynch at WrestleMania? I can't remember if they've had a match. I think that would be cool, having both of them return, taking it slow with their return, because they are going to be rusty after however long they've been out of the ring. I can't remember the last time Alexa Bliss wrestled on the ring.
It's been I think almost 2 years because she had injuries, baby stuff, and then some more health things.
But there's another thing I also wonder. I think Alexa Bliss is in consideration for attacking Jade Cargill. I really think that. I really think that if Alexa Bliss goes to SmackDown, you could have her attack Jade Cargill and have a feud with her and Bianca if they want to. But I still think Becky should face Alexa at WrestleMania. That's just my view. But what do you guys think of Becky? This Becky stuff?
I think it's great. I think it's great for the women's division. As far as Raw's concerned.
Yeah, I mean, Then, the women's division needs a boost. We said the NXT women's division is the best of the three, and that still stands to this day. Becky Lynch is a boost to whatever division, but she's going to stay with Seth Rollins on Raw. That's going to be awesome. I wouldn't mind her not being in the world title picture. I would be okay with her feuding with whoever ends up being the new women's intercontinental champion at some point.
Oh, that's cool.
I would love it to be Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch for the title at some point. I wouldn't mind them trading back and forth. Becky gets it, and then ultimately Lyra wins it back. That would be awesome.
I would love Lyra to win that tournament. I still think Raquel Rodriguez is winning it. That's my
I wouldn't be surprised because of Liv having the women's title. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that either.
Yes, but it would be fun to see Lyra and Becky have a match because Lyra's got a ton of potential. I've wanted her to get some W's. Like,
they're on the way.
They're on the way. So, yeah. Do you believe this of her more likely winning it or The Rock winning the Men's Royal Rumble? Because he's favored to win the Men's Royal Rumble. That.
I mean, at this year's Royal Rumble, there's no one I'm looking at in this division that I'm like, I need to see this guy win the Rumble. I need to see them win the title. I think everybody's kind of slotted where they need to be right now. I mean, I think it would be cool. It's never going to happen in a million years, but to see Kevin Owens win a Royal Rumble, but like that's not going to happen. He's probably going to have a match at the Rumble.
No, I hope I hope Kevin Owens takes that title off of Cody at Saturday Night's main event.
That'd be fun.
That
would be so fun.
Really, I don't hate Cody being champion, but like it's starting to get a little stale. Why not, twist the knob a little bit. Have Kevin Owens have a reign for a little bit. And when Cody gets that belt taken off of him, then boom, you could have The Rock, face him, or maybe Roman will want to go and be involved, or maybe Punk. I don't know. But point is, I could see The Rock winning because there really isn't a lot of names that could win it. I like
John Cena.
Well, we can't see him. Bernard, how many times have I told this to you? You're grinding my gears here. We cannot see John Cena win the Royal Rumble.
But he might do it anyway.
But I bet you $500 on that.
On what? Me being able to see him? I'll take that money. That's easy $500.
Winning the Rumble.
Oh,
what do you think, JC?
Put the painting on it. Put the painting on John Cena winning the Rumble.
Oh, the painting. Oh, man.
But no, I mean, John Cena's a good shout. I didn't think about that. I mean, it's his last Royal Rumble. He announced he's going to be in it. Could you imagine that swerve of like Cena comes out at 29, everyone's kind of confused, but like the people that know wrestling are like, oh shit. That means The Rock's coming out 30, and then he eliminates Cena with the most heat ever, and then goes after Cody Rhodes. That'd be kind of lit.
By the way, Royal Rumble winner, I'm sick of the number 30 entrant being used on the Royal Rumble winner. That's been done way too many times. Do not want to see that this year. In fact, if you want to have The Rock come back, have number 27 take that spot.
That'd be nice.
Because remember, back in the day, 27 was the popular number, the magic number. Why not have The Rock enter at 27 and win it? I don't want to see whoever's number 30.
I think Cena ruined that in 09 with how electric that was.
Oh, wait.
Or was it 08? Oh, it was right before 09.
That was in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
when he returned, I think he ruined it at that moment, and then they're like, "Oh, we did it with Cena. Let's do it with Brock."
No, they did it with Cody Rhodes. I think it was the one year. I think he came back to. I think it was number 30, if I remember correctly, at one of the Royal Rumbles.
Well, I'm saying that
killed it because everyone knew he was coming back because WWE spoiled it. Would have been nice if that was a shocking return, but they spoiled Cody's return. And you won I think you won the Rumble at 30, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's done to death. I don't want to see it.
Yeah. So we can move over here with some AEW stuff. AEW Grand Slam in Australia kind of got moved to a different locale.
Yeah. They pulled a WrestleMania. What was the WrestleMania? The WrestleMania that Sergeant Slaughter and Hulk Hogan faced. It's kind of the same thing that happened there. WWE claimed that WrestleMania was put to a smaller stadium because of a bomb threat. Yeah, I don't believe that one bit because doing my research, apparently ticket sales were not doing well at that show. They were not doing well. So they downgraded that show. And that's sort of what AEW is doing here. Ticket sales aren't great in Australia, and they're downgrading the venue, which is smart because you don't want to see a show where no one's in the crowd. You want it to be as packed as possible. And I think that's smart.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's smart, but kind of telling you have to backtrack. They were clearly trying to pull a better audience than WWE did with Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
That was clearly the goal, and they clearly missed.
Here's another problem no one's mentioning. Like, pro wrestling in Australia isn't as big because, like, I think they get aired at a weird time because of either the time zones. Like,
yeah, it's not great.
Also, the channel quality, I think it's like on I think it's on one of the ESPN channels. That might change soon because it's going to Netflix and maybe there'll be more reach there. But it's not been great trying to find, and AEW's worse because AEW doesn't get shown all over the world like WWE does. So I get it. I think there's a bigger problem more with what's going on with Ryan Nemeth. You heard about that?
No.
How apparently, I'll be brief on it because it's basically involving the CM Punk stuff. It's being reported that AEW quiet fired him to keep Punk happy, and Ryan Nemeth ratted Punk out to AEW. Yeah, not great.
Wow.
And AEW has I thought about what Sports for You podcast told us, Bernard, and I thought about through this company. AEW has a really, really big problem with communication. Hangman Adam Page and Punk, when they first had that, bad moment in the ring with the promo, that could have been solved with better communication and they could have hashed it out there. Instead, they were laissez-faire about it and it got worse and worse and worse. And it's just crazy. And I hope AEW does a better job at their communication and their booking. Their booking has been lackluster lately. And I love AEW. Like, I think it's important that there's a number 2 wrestling company. It's very important because competition's great. Look at what pro wrestling was without that strong competition. When Vince McMahon couldn't care less and he was doing his, if it was entertaining to me, then it would be entertaining to everybody else style booking. And it was garbage. When AEW came, it lit a fire off of WWE. That and Vince McMahon got exposed. And again, you better get those lawyers ready. Get them ready. But yeah, AEW's not in a good spot right now. I'll end with this. Ricochet, he went on a podcast and claimed that he's the reason why AEW started with all his moves and all that. First off, no, you're not. All In, that special All In show they did years ago, that's what started AEW because it made Tony Khan and the Khan family realize, hey, we can make money off of this. This is an independent show. Ring of Honor is producing. It managed to sell out, I think, MSG at the time. And there's money to be made off of this, and AEW was born off of that show. So that's why. Not you, Ricochet, and I love you, buddy, and I hope Samantha Irving's doing okay. But that is why AEW got to where it was today and started. And today they got to fix their communication issues.
Yeah, I mean, that Ricochet claim is fucking wild. Like, he acts like he's the only one doing stuff. Like, okay, to the degree he was doing it, sure, he was in a level of his own. I'm not going to try to take away his ability and how good he is, but that's a fucking crazy statement to make. You think Cody Rhodes and the Khan family were like, I want this to be just like Ricochet matches all the fucking time? No, I would be shocked if they brought your name up other than, hey, maybe we should get this guy on our roster because he's super fucking talented. AEW wasn't as much like that in the beginning. Am I wrong, or was it more smash mouth like old school wrestling?
A little bit of mixture of both.
Okay.
And here's the
quote. That's
Ricochet.
Crazy.
Yeah, here's the quote Ricochet really said. If there wasn't a Ricochet, there would not be an AEW. No.
You're a moron.
Well, I wouldn't say moron.
Correct.
That's a
Oh,
crazy statement, though, bro. That's an insane statement.
It is, and I love Ricochet too. He's great.
I do too.
But like,
That's a little that to me is he's salty. He didn't get what he wanted in WWE. Now he's trying to act like he's king shit and like you're great and he's killing it. But like that's wild to me. I'm sure a lot of people laughed at that.
yeah, you want to know what else is really wild too? The New Day segment on Raw. That was wild.
I had no idea where that was going until like it hit. I was like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Exactly.
I want to ask you guys.
I was in, I was out, I was up, I was down, I was tearing up.
Yeah, and now you're coughing.
I'm
now,
dying.
I'm
dying.
He's choking. He's choking under the craziness of the New Day turning heel on Big E. First off, if Big E is cleared, which I think he could be, I think he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. I really think so.
I wouldn't be surprised if he is cleared, but like I don't know that he ever will be. I think Woods was right, but now that I also think about it, like they could have just said that to Swerve. So I really don't know.
And neck injuries are tricky too.
Right.
They're no joke. I always say neck and back injuries are no joke.
Yeah.
No joke whatsoever. And I've seen what a back injury can do to somebody.
Kofi Kingston cold as a motherfucker. You broke your neck, so what? I said, hey, yo, what do you mean, so what? This man almost died.
Like Stone Cold broke his neck too. You're gonna call him out for being a coward? Like Kurt Angle won a gold medal off a broken freaking neck.
That's what he said. He said he even used that. He's like, well, these guys broke their neck and they came back and you didn't come back. That's what the whole basis of the
it was. If there's someone to really be mad at Rich Holland for being sloppy with that suplex. I couldn't believe they were mad at Big E. But they are right though. Big E should have been there before. And by the way, did you see what Big E's girlfriend? Yeah, I believe
Mia Yim's sister.
Yeah, I believe she's Mia Yim's sister. Did you see the tweet she was throwing out?
That was
after?
hilarious.
That was so funny. And
to deal with Kofi's vegan ass. And then she said Xavier's childish palate.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
What up, Sports For You Wrestling Podcast? I see you in the comments, bro. What's going on?
Sorry, Nicholas, this is going to go completely over your head, brother, but Bernard, lock in. So there was a fan theory about Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston playing out the Majin saga with this whole storyline because they came out as Goku and Goku Black, and then Kofi was wearing the Majin necklace when they did the turn. So like it was like, oh, Kofi used was using that as like a harnessing that dark energy and turning heel, and like because they're both big Dragon Ball fans.
Right.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but keep me entertained.
No, it's cool. Like it is very cool. Now being that you said that, I'm gonna look. I did pay attention to that a little bit, and I thought it was really cool. You know, the only thing is if they had like the hair and all stick out with Goku Black and Zamasu. That's Zamasu. Zamasu. Nicholas, if long story short, it's like this Dragon Ball Super Saga where I guess another version of Goku, which is the evil version of Goku, and Zamasu. I guess what is Zamasu has switched bodies with Goku. However, that shit happens, and that's when he became Goku Black.
Bernard, can you say that? Bernard, can you say that in English, please? Because I have no idea what you're talking about.
No,
I'm sorry. Like, I don't mean to be like that. I'm not a Dragon Ball.
Listen, the important thing was that was cinema. It was good to see Big E back. That made me emotional, like them showing all the New Day highlights. And that's just like, I love the Usos. But when I had a podcast back when, when the Usos were like being noted as the greatest tag team of all time, had the longest reign, all that stuff, I was like, I don't care. They'll never be my number one. They'll be a close number two, but New Day will always be number one. And then watching that video package on Monday, I'm like, damn. They really did the thing and turned an entire generation of young fans into massive New Day fans. And they did it with dog shit nothing. And I love applauding that. I applauded it with Chelsea Green, and I'm going to applaud the New Day. They were about to get fired all through. Well, not Big E. They were going to figure something to do with him. But Kof was about to retire. Woods was about to get fired. And then they make it out of nothing. They have the gaming channel, and it all takes off. The bootios, man, the pancakes, the unicorn horns, all of it. They had everything working. I think they are textbook entertainment and one of the greatest and most entertaining tag teams of all time.
Yeah, it's a miracle that gimmick got over, because when I first saw that gimmick in the beginning, where they were like at a choir or whatever it was, I thought this was weird, and then it just clicked for some reason.
Yep.
I do wonder something though. What if Odyssey Jones never wasn't a freaking idiot and was still in this storyline? How would this have gone?
That would have gone
That would have
Odyssey
been
Jones.
so awkward.
Yeah. I said Autumn would go up the hill against Big E.
Probably with Odyssey, but yeah, Odyssey has nobody to blame but himself, and him getting with his whole situation. Yeah, screw that guy. But I often thought to myself, what if he was involved there? Would Kofi have sided with Odyssey and Xavier sided with Big E? Like, it's something I always thought about.
Yeah, I honestly completely forgot about Odyssey Jones.
Well, I want to forget about him, because from what we've heard about the guy, he's a piece of work.
Character for sure. But yeah, listen, that's not the only turn we got. That was exciting. I'll be honest about that, but wasn't the only one we had this Monday. It seems like Seth Rollins is getting a little upset, a little frustrated, fighting Sami Zayn for no reason, getting mad at him, calling him out, saying some very true things, saying the quiet parts out loud, as the kids say. And I'm here for it. I wasn't a fan of the Messiah character. I didn't hate all of it. I think once they did the Rey Mysterio thing, they started jumping the shark. But I'm here for a legitimate Seth Rollins heel run. I'd like to see a little bit more of the architect kind of character play a role here, where he start devious, maybe get back towards a title at some point. I wouldn't mind him going after the IC title. I wouldn't mind if I don't see Seth win another world championship. He was the inaugural world heavyweight champion. I think that's a tremendous honor. He'll probably win it again just because he's Seth Rollins, but I wouldn't mind seeing him mixed up in the IC title.
Yeah. My bit of advice for Seth, please do not bring back the Monday Night Messiah gimmick. That was awful. That was probably the worst Seth Rollins has ever been. And I love Buddy Matthews. He was at Buddy Murphy in WWE.
Yes.
Authors of Pain are terrible, but it got weird too when that Mysterio feud happened, where like Rollins with the eye removal thing with him and Aleister Black, and then a 32-year-old Buddy Murphy was like flirting with like an 18-year-old Liam Mysterio. Like, that's creepy. That's kind of creepy. But yeah,
that's Vince for you.
Yeah, don't bring the Monday Night Messiah gimmick over. Like, do not do that. But a heel turn's needed, because it seems like they're going to keep Punk as the face.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to understand here, Seth Rollins is kind of in the right here, because Seth Rollins got trashed by
I think that's the best part of it, right? I think that was the best part of Drew's heel run.
And
he wasn't wrong.
And Kevin Owens.
And KO is the same thing. Yes. Yep.
And I'm excited for what Seth Rollins is going to do with this feud with Punk, because we all know what was happening the moment he gave him the birds, the dirty birds, you know, the one I'm talking about.
When he came back at Survivor Series, yeah.
Yes.
Last year.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep this PG, but you know the birds I'm talking about. If you know, oh
Damn.
no,
I
Oh,
slipped.
shit.
I'm sorry. I was itching my nose. I'm
Oh.
using my left hand. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
I'm a
can't you
righty,
use?
guys. Sorry.
Oh
It
yeah,
slipped.
I was about to say, aren't you a righty? But
Yeah, it
you're,
slipped. I thought I was doing the Roman Reigns thing. I'm sorry.
well, you did the finger to that elevator too when you punched it. So
Yeah, that wasn't too smart of me. But no, it's much needed for Seth Rollins. I think it's exciting. Bernard, you got anything on the return of heel Seth Rollins?
Oh boy. May God help them all. Let me tell you something, man. That Seth Rollins, that's something you don't want to fuck with. Especially this
Mm-mm.
one right here. Especially he's pissed off because one, he still sees CM Punk on his show that he's claimed that he built. Two, everybody seemed like they forgot what Roman Reigns and his original bloodline did to all of them. Since the moment Roman Reigns come back as this tribal chief gimmick. And it's like people forgot is like he upset that they, tag with Roman to do this war game match against this bloodline that he um created. And I gotta say, as much as I don't like, heel Rollins or Owens or McIntyre and all, I gotta agree with the three of them. You know, Roman, like Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins too. They had multiple championship matches with Roman Reigns, and his bloodline constantly costing them the championships at the time. I still believe the win at Clash at the Castle, Drew McIntyre had that match won if it went for Solo Sikoa interfering at that time.
Yep.
So I think that what's going to happen now is like I don't see the painting on the wall. It's like all this is going to come full circle back into Roman Reigns when Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, and Seth freaking Rollins, they're going to become a faction, all just to take down Roman Reigns and his bloodline. And whoever wants to join McIntyre and all, it's like they also join them to help bring them down because they just wreck the locker room like crazy. So I say this could be like either a main event Royal Rumble match or Elimination Chamber match or maybe even a Mania match. Where it like be like a six man tag or something like that's going on. But I'm excited for the future and then we'll see where it goes.
yeah, let's talk a little bit about McIntyre because he made his return.
Yep.
First time in a while. First off, the reason why he was out, I mentioned this on the Sports for You wrestling pod yesterday. He's and previous pods with us. He's been out due to a death in the family. I believe his aunt passed, if I remember correctly. That's why he was out. But fun fact about his return, and I looked this up and I'm fact checked this, and I believe it's true. The only reason why he returned as early as he did was because Bronson Reed is injured, and that would have been Bronson Reed's spot. And the plan, I think, was for Drew to return at the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
That's what I believe the plan was, but because Bronson Reed hurt his ankles, and I think he's done for the rest of not only this year, but I don't think we see him I don't think we see him at Mania either with how his if you go back and look at the jump that Bronson Reed did, his ankles are yikes. I mean, I don't want to assume things, but I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't come back till SummerSlam. But who knows? But that would have been his spot. And McIntyre returning to go against Sami Zayn, I think is fine. I think it's a good spot for him to come back.
Yeah, because he was mad at Sammy before he left.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. So I think it was fine. Welcome back, Drew. I missed you.
Yeah, I did too. I love Drew McIntyre, the Scottish Warrior. I'm all here for it. I was at WrestleMania 38 where this motherfucker used a real sword to cut the ropes, and my heart stopped. I thought something horrible happened. I was like, oh my God, no, Drew just cut the ropes. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. But it's good to have him back for real, for real. Going after Sammy makes perfect sense. I love how he attacked Jay. I love that Sammy blamed Seth for it because in the moment it made sense. And I like how Seth got mad about it and was like, use your head, man. And now I think more people are going to start turning on Seth, which is going to deepen that heel turn. And Drew McIntyre is just like, he could fit any role, dude. He could be the good guy. the super baby face can carry the company on his back like he did when he was feuding with Randy Orton during COVID, or he could be the heel, I'm right, you guys don't see the truth, martyr type of guy like he did with CM Punk, which is one of the better non-title feuds we've seen in years.
Yeah, I agree. I agree totally.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. I mean, and Drew's great too. I hope he gets another World Heavyweight Championship title reign, because they wasted that Money in the Bank briefcase cash in with him. That was a complete waste. And then yeah, Money in the Bank hasn't been the same in years. I mean, I can't remember the last time the Money in the Bank was done properly, and I was happy with it, except for maybe Damian Priest, because I loved what they did with Damian Priest cashing in at WrestleMania.
And Seth.
And who?
Seth.
And Seth.
Yeah,
Mania 31, which I think that Mania cash-in was better. I have a soft spot for WrestleMania 31, excluding the Sting
of the century, baby.
Excluding the Sting and Triple H bollocks match. That was just terrible, and I hated that Triple H pinned Sting, and that Sting would try to align himself with the NWO when the NWO was his biggest rival in WCW. But again, it was WWE versus WCW. Garbage.
Never say never.
God.
But yeah, so I mean, we touched on one looming return. There's another one we've been talking about. We've been saying, okay, when is it going to happen? We got a little bit of clarification and some rumors. Becky Lynch is in this boat as well. Charlotte Flair, her return is looming. Her and Becky Lynch, they're just trying to figure out creatively what makes the most sense for them to return and when, and what the plan will be. So those are both coming really soon, and that, listen, say what you want. Charlotte in the Bank. Yeah. I like Charlotte. I always have. I think she plays both roles. Well, okay, she's not as good as a babyface because she's just so great at being a heel. She's just a natural heel. But she is one of the greatest of all time. And I can't say I'll be upset she's back. I love Charlotte.
Well, listen, Charlotte, the talent. I mean, I don't think she's the greatest wrestler of all time, but she's still great and she's still good in the ring. The few things
one of the most accomplished female wrestlers.
Well, the few things I hate about Charlotte, and you'll agree with me, I hate that she always comes back and has to cash in her Charlotte in the Bank briefcase. Randomly gets a title match for no reason, just randomness. And
he actually literally said it's because she's like, there is no line, I am the line. She actually said that one time. I think she said it to Asuka. No, it wasn't Asuka. Or was it? I don't know. But she said that. I was like, damn, she ain't wrong.
But here's another thing I don't like about Charlotte. I think the amount of time she's held the title is a little overblown because she was playing hot potato with her and Mercedes Moné, who was Sasha Banks in WWE.
That happened a lot back in the day. Cena did the same thing a few times.
Yeah, but that was really bad. So and let's be real, the only reason why they're doing that and giving her as many title reigns is so Ric Flair can see her daughter have the same amount of title reigns that Charlotte did, which I'm fine with because Ric Flair deserves it in the ring, not out of the ring. Out of the ring, he's a piece of work, but in the ring, he's one of the greatest ever to do it, and Triple H loves him. He really does look up to the guy, but. Besides those two things and that awful moonsault Charlotte does outside of the ring, that is absolutely terrible. I wish she stops, but she's never going to. Besides those three things, I like Charlotte Flair. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like about her. I think her mic skills are really good. I think she's very good at the passive-aggressive little cuts and digs.
She sounds like a robot when she speaks. Am I the only one? She really does sound like a robot. She sounds like she's speaking as an AI robot, with the way she cuts a promo. It's weird. I don't think she's that great of a promo cutter, in my opinion.
You know what? I think it's Nia. Cause I ain't gonna lie, when she cuts a promo, it's for some reason I had to mute the TV or turn the channel.
Nia's worse. Nia's so much worse when it comes to that. She puts the eye in the iRobot movie.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, that's probably a good spot to just wrap it up for the night, gentlemen. It's been a heck of a show. We'll catch y'all next week, the same very spot, the same very time. Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to follow Stadium Rant on all social medias. Drop a follow for the boys. Our links are right here. Don't be lazy. Just do it. And check out stadiumrant.com for articles on your favorite teams, players, and leagues. And as always, if you're not down with that, we got just 2 words for you.